What's up guys, this is Zero and Kitsune, and today was supposed to be the day I uploaded my Nuka-World review. But instead we're gonna talk about Sony denying Bethesda mod support for their console. Wow, and it's just indefinite right now. They're saying maybe in the future we'll have some update, but for now and for the foreseeable future, no. That is mind-blowing. And this is Sony's decision from what I read. And I don't blame them for doing that, because Bethesda.net at the moment is not garbage, but very close to garbage. And being garbage on launch of the feature it didn't help anything. There are some things you just can't launch broken, Bethesda, and expect them to be fine later. I mean, I know it's worked out for you so far, but Bethesda.net showed that kind of concept really doesn't work. But ultimately, I think it was the lack of moderation for Bethesda.net that caused Sony to pull out. Because, I don't know if y'all knew, but you know how consoles have the whole no excessive violence, no sex, no nudity, no all this, that, and the other, and Bethesda's like, yeah, we'll police that and we won't let that get on your consoles. BS. People were uploading CBBE under other names and under other titles and hidden things, and people were getting it anyway. Or at least at last check they were. Maybe they finally did crack down on it, but the whole moderation thing, I don't think they did. But with all that said, and me respecting Sony for upholding the sanctity, you should see some of the games on their console, of the PS4, I sanctity with air quotes by the way, I can't see this being a good marketing move. I really can't. The holiday season is coming, Sony. This decision had to happen now. You've got Microsoft tweeting on your ass. They're styling all over your balls, man. They're just laughing at you, and especially with apparently the PS4 Pro announcement being less than stellar. I need to look into it more to get an understanding on it. I'm not a big Sony fan anymore. I stopped with the PS3, but in the last few days, my sub box has only had bad things to say about it. And I respect the people who did those videos, so I gotta check that out. But moving away from Sony, this also makes Bethesda look terrible. And for good reason. The whole thing should not have happened. And the blame lies squarely with Bethesda. Bethesda.net should have been developed and tested before the game even came out, especially since they were using it as a marketing point. They were selling the game, for consoles anyway, on the idea that there will be mods. People for a while thought there would be mods at launch, which ended up being a complete lie, at least for consoles, PC, but there are other problems with that one. But then again, you could make that argument for the whole game. It just feels like they didn't have anyone in the boardroom there making these decisions to say no, or to even challenge some of these ideas and ask them, why should we do that? Is that a good idea? It just feels like they just rolled with everything. But that's a point for another video. I might toss a all-together thought on Fallout 4 inside my Nuka-World review. I'm not doing a review on the game. If I decide to do a review on Fallout 4, it will be after maybe a year of content, because I'll include mods into my review and how you can make the game better. But, it's so funny because this just adds more to the Todd Howard lies memes. And I didn't understand the Todd Howard lies memes for a while back in the day, because I opened up with Oblivion and I was like, okay, this is fun. I wasn't a modding person until Skyrim. Played Oblivion, it was fun. Played Skyrim, modded it to hell. Didn't know who the hell Todd Howard was. But I really hope Bethesda can just stop for a bit and think about what they're doing. Just stop and think. At least for their main series like Fallout and Elder Scrolls. I almost said Skyrim, it's got 2 games. But it seems like their spin-offs and other series are doing fine, Doom, Elder Scrolls Online, I know it's ZeniMax Studios. They got the card game and all that. It seems like those are doing fine. I've heard people in my group who've actually played it and it's like, it's good. I don't know. But before I go, because that's really all I had to say about it, I want to leave you with one thing. Do not take anything that Bethesda says or game journalism talking about Bethesda titles say at face value anymore. You just can't trust them. They fucked up too many times. They tried to sell the season pass like it was value. They jacked up the price and we got 3 content-filled updates if we're being generous. It's 2 otherwise. They said settlements wouldn't be the core of the game, and it ended up being horrifically the core of the game. And that comes from a person who kinda thinks settlements are okay, at least for one playthrough. They said that, well, Sight said that Far Harbor was the largest DLC ever. It's good, but it ain't that good, man. Bethesda advertised the mods that didn't even exist. They weren't even in conceptual phase yet. Like, the little clip with dueling inside the very mod video. The community had to rig up their own way to add animations into Fallout 4. Bethesda didn't give that to them. How did Bethesda think modders were gonna make dual wielding? Apparently Bethesda had no intent on doing it. And finally, Bethesda tried to act as mods were their priority with Fallout 4, when they themselves have ended up doing more damage to the community than anything else. More people have left after the 2 attempts Bethesda has at joining with the modding community to do something. Paid mods cost us the man that made Sky UI. There's a good chance we won't have Sky UI for the remastered, and they're trying to sell the remastered on the idea, oh, they're glorious mods for Skyrim. Well, half of those require SKSE and Sky UI, and we don't have Sky UI, and we won't have SKSE properly updated with the functions for several months, as seen by Fallout 4. Whew, if you've made it this far, then you probably think I'm all doom and gloom over this situation. I'm not. It sucks for PS4 users not to be able to get mods, but as the general overall when it comes to Bethesda, I'm still optimistic. I still think Skyrim's one of the most valued games you can ever buy. It's a game that costs relatively cheap, and special edition will be full price, but still, with one full price game, Skyrim has enough modding content to be 4 or 5 games. And I expect Fallout 4 to follow suit within a couple years. I'm not saying it'll be instantaneous, I'm not saying it'll be soon, but it only takes a little spark to light that fire of imagination modders have, and I look forward to when that happens. But yeah, I'm sorry to all you PS4 users who are looking forward to mods. I don't know, all I can say is join the PC Master Race. Maybe I'll do a video on how to build an easy computer with less funds than it'll cost you to buy a super souped up PS4. It is possible, it is easy, and I always recommend it to anyone I talk about when it comes to gaming. Go PC. It's a decision you'll never regret. And with that, I'll see you guys next time.